everyone. So today's story that we're going to read is Ava and the Real Lucille. When I'm done reading it, you're going to answer questions with your parents. And then tomorrow we'll talk about what's the same about this book and the book we read yesterday, Not Norman. Let's go ahead and get started reading. Ava and the Real Lucille. Ava and the Real Lucille. Ava saw the sign in the pet store window first because Ariel, her sister, was tying her tap shoes and Mama was buying strawberries. Ava jumped. "Now's our chance," he said. "For what?" asked Arlie. "To have a dog," said Ava. "I don't see any D-O-G on the sign," said Arlie. "We could win a monkey or a llama or a teeny-weeny ant. They're pets too." "I want to win a dog," said Ava. Then, as they were taking baby steps all the way home, so Arlie wouldn't ruin her tap shoes, Ava thought of a good beginning to the poem. "My turn," said Arlie, making up the middle, because she liked dogs too. The girls finished the poem together at Mama's desk, signed it, made a copy to keep, folded it into an envelope and sealed it, stamped it, and carried it to the mailbox on the corner. "Let's name our dog Lucille," said Ava at dinner. "Don't count your dinosaurs before they hatch," said Arlie. "Contests are hard to win. I think Lucille is a very nice name if she's a girl pet," said Mama. And she gave each of her girls a bowl of fresh strawberries with cream for dessert. "Do you think Mr. Noah will like our poem?" asked Ava as they got ready for bed. "I hope so," said Arlie. "Can I hear it?" Mama asked. "With pleasure," said Ava. She began to read it. A dog, a big brown dog. She'll run and splash and play. We'll give her treats and brush her teeth and keep the fleas away. We'll cut her nails and clean her ears and love her every day." "Can't you just smell her?" asked Ava, sniffing with all her might. "And feel her soft curly hair," added Arlie. "And hear her barking when we come home," said Ava. The girls checked the mail every day after school and ran to answer the phone when it rang. "What's taking so long?" asked Ava after 2 weeks. "I guess we didn't win," said Arlie, shrugging her shoulders as she practiced tapping. But Ava kept hoping for a dog just like Phoebe next door. Ava loved how Phoebe's ears blew back when she ran, how her teeth shined with white when she smiled, how she danced when Mr. Alley said, "Phoebe, dance!" Then, one day, the phone rang. Ava ran to get it. It was Mr. Noah. "Congratulations," he said. "You and your sister have won first prize in our Write a Poem, Win a Pet contest." "I can't believe we won," said Arlie. "I knew it," said Ava. "Oh boy," said Mama. A little while later, Mr. Noah appeared at the door behind a big brown box. "It's Lucille!" shouted Ava, laughing. Arlie laughed too. So did Mama. Ava and Arlie reached to open the box. They pulled one flap and another, then two more. "Let me," begged Ava, wanting to be the first to see Lucille. "It's a bird," said Ava. "In a cage," said Arlie. "Isn't she beautiful?" said Mr. Noah. "Indeed," said Mama. But Ava didn't think so. Not one bit. After Mr. Noah left, Arlie said, "You can't give a prize back just because you don't like it." "Winners can't be losers," said Mama. Well, she and Arlie looked around for a cozy place to put Lucille. "Out the window would be perfect," said Ava. Mama gave Lucille some seeds. Arlie gave Lucille some water. Ava gave Lucille a nasty stare. "You're not the real Lucille," she said, narrowing her eyes. "Squeak!" squawked Lucille. and she flew off to the farthest corner of her cage. "You're scaring her," said Arlie. "I am not," said Ava. "Quiet," said Mama. "It says here that parakeets don't like loud noises." "Well, neither do I," said Ava, and she stomped her sandals thunderously across the room. That was the first thing Ava learned about Lucille, but it wasn't the last. "Why isn't Lucille eating?" asked Arlie the next morning. "Parakeets don't like big changes," said Mama. "New faces, new colors, new sounds." "New fingers," said Ava, wiggling her pinky through a space between two bars. Then, "Ouch!" said Ava. "I didn't know parakeets had teeth." "They don't," said Mama, "but they do have sharp beaks." "Well, I have a sharp tongue," said Ava, and she stuck it out at Lucille. "Why didn't Mr. Noah's sign say, 'Write a poem, win a dumb old bird'?" "Lucille can't help being a bird," said Arlie. "But you can help being impatient," said Mama. So Ava tried to be patient. "Lucille looks like a painting," said Arlie between bites of bagel. "She has stripes and squares and dabs and dots, and one spot of beige over her beak that tells us she's a girl," said Mama. "Who sticks to her perch like a magnet stuck to the refrigerator," said Ava, forgetting all about being patient. One day, while Arlie was practicing for a dance recital and Mama was making strawberry jam, Ava unlatched the door of Lucille's cage. "Come out," said Ava, but Lucille didn't. "Don't you want to play?" asked Ava, but Lucille just stood there. "Don't be afraid," whispered Ava, but Lucille was. Ava looked out the window and saw Phoebe nosing a soccer ball. "I wish I had a..." But before Ava could say dog, something unexpected happened. It felt like a tickle, then a nibble. Suddenly, whee! Rang out in Ava's ear. "What was that?" she shouted. "It's Lucille!" shouted Arlie. "On your shoulder!" shouted Mama. "Lucille," said Ava, laughing. After that day, Ava discovered that Lucille was full of surprises. "Look," she said, "Lucille can watch two things at one time. Mama making strawberry pie out of her right eye, and me licking the spoon out of her left." Ava loved when Lucille chirped the second the girls came home from school. "Whee!" Ava chirped back. She was proud when Lucille wrote on her finger to the sink for a shower, and on her pencil top when she did her math. Before long, Ava was feeding Lucille, giving her fresh water, and making sure no cold air blew around her. "Whee!" chirped Lucille in appreciation. "You make our whole house sing," said Ava to the little bird. But Ava and Arlie would never forget the day the house was silent. "Whee!" whistled Ava, but there was no answer. "Something is very wrong," she said, rushing over to the cage. There at the bottom, Lucille sat, huddled, her tiny chest heaving in and out. The next day, Lucille didn't drink. When Ava asked if they could take Lucille to the vet, Mama said that was too expensive. Whispered Lucille. "We have to help her," said Ava. "How?" asked Arlie. "What about Mr. Noah?" asked Mama. So Ava called him. Mama and Arlie listened in. "Sounds like Lucille has something like a bird seat stuck in her throat," said Mr. Noah. "You could try floating it out with a straw." While Mama gently held Lucille and Arlie stroked her soft, tiny head, Ava let 3 drops of water fall into Lucille's mouth and down her throat. "Whatever's stuck should be washed away," Ava said, like a vet. To the fluttering little bird, she said, "Be patient, Lucille. Getting better takes time." Whispered Lucille the next day. "She's not any better," said Arlie. "She will be," said Ava, hoping, while she continued to give Lucille water through a straw. The next morning, the softest sound came from the kitchen. Ava listened. She heard a stronger sound, then another. Wee! Chirped Lucille. Wee! Answered Ava as she went galloping into the kitchen. Mama and Arlie came running too. We're so glad you're back, Lucille, they shouted. That Saturday, in a spot of sun, Arlie tapped, Lucille danced, Mama baked, and Ava wrote a poem all by herself. It was called The Real Lucille. Lucille, Lucille, our happy bird, she chirped when she came home. She runs and jumps and kisses too. She's almost like a dog and not a dumb old bird. In fact, Lucille was so much like a dog that Ava could teach her to play a fast game of soccer with a ping pong ball because Lucille was still full of surprises and Ava had lots of good ideas. Alright guys, that was Ava and The Real Lucille. And now you're going to answer some questions about the character, the setting, the big events, and some of the really important things that happen in the story. And tomorrow you're going to compare what is the same about Ava and The Real Lucille to Not Norman, the book we read yesterday. Alright guys, I love you. Bye.